one of the first original movies for HBO. The Park is Mine. Now, chances are, if you didn't have HBO in the 1980s, you're not going to remember this film. HBO after that has made more original movies since then. But I believe it all started with The Park is Mine. Now, I know the similarities with Rambo are there. I mean, you can't help but compare it just by the premise and the title character. The story is about Mitch, played by Tommy Lee Jones, a Vietnam vet who feels he's always looked down upon by everybody because he's a vet. I mean, he can't seem to keep a job, and he doesn't get any respect from his ex-wife, and she doesn't even let him see his kid. But Mitch's life takes a turn when his best friend from Nam commits suicide. He leaves Mitch a letter telling him he was gonna take over New York City Park and had the military attire to do so. But he couldn't do it because he got sick with cancer. So Mitch decides to take up the task, feeling he's got nothing else to lose, so he simply goes for it. Now, but unlike Rambo, I don't think Mitch is not... He probably does have PTSD, but I don't think he really wants to hurt anybody. All Mitch wants to do is just make a statement. The statement is how Vietnam vets are looked down upon and all that stuff, and all he wants is to do it for 2 days. He doesn't want nobody to get killed, and then he'll give himself up. But the mayor and the SWAT team, well, not one person, that'd be Yaphet Kotto, who plays Frank. But Frank, who sympathizes with him and wants to give him his due, but the mayor and everybody else doesn't want him because they assume he's a terrorist. He's trying to make clear he's not a terrorist, but they're not going to let him do. They're not going to have his way. Things really get compromised for Mitch when Valerie, played by Helen Shaver, a camera woman who wants to film it, gets mixed into it. And Mitch has to make sure she doesn't get hurt or get killed, or that'll compromise what he's trying to do. How will this all play out? Well, you're going to have to see the movie to find out. I gotta say, this is a great film. It's not really an action film, but it has a lot of good moments where you wonder how one guy can outmaneuver a whole SWAT team. Tommy Lee Jones delivers such an great intensity. He has intensified energy. It just makes you believe he really becomes the character so perfectly. He really steps into it almost instantly. That's how good of an actor Tommy Lee Jones is. You really feel for his cause, and you don't really think of him as the villain. You really think of the mayor and politics as the villain here. And not that everybody else doesn't do a good job. Yaphet Kotto is good as Frank, the police officer who starts to sympathize with Mitch. And Helen Shaver was good. Okay, she started out kind of annoyingly annoying, but I think her performance got better as the movie went on. I think her chemistry with Tommy Lee Jones was there, but it wasn't instant. They clicked, but to a certain degree. I really thought this was a great film. I mean, it really shows you how vets are looked down upon. And like I said, there are similarities with Rambo, but I couldn't. The way this movie ends, I just don't know if I couldn't know if there was any more to this story that needs to be told. So I guess this was a good enough film. I give The Park Is Mine a 10 out of 10. Bye bye.